first off, tell me about playing Nimona. She's a gender nonconforming heroine, and that's really important to the original text, to what ND set out to do. Tell me about honoring that in your portrayal of her.
I mean, it was a tall task, this, Indy's thesis that became a webcomic, that became a graphic novel. It's something that is, really seminal for a lot of people and is so supported by so many people. And it's something that I wanted to take all of those aspects of Nimona and pull her into a full fledged, live action character in a lot of ways. And this, felt like as much of preparation that I do when I'm going on camera with my face. There's so many intricacies in the acting in this. There's so many intricacies in the emotion, and being able to represent a character that is so gender nonconforming, that is so world bending and mind bending, and so fluid in every single way. Can be a rhinoceros if she wants to, is super cool, and that's an opportunity that you don't often get, especially in animation.
Yeah, one of the things I really appreciate about your portrayal is how the character's identity is always very strong. Even when her appearance is shifting, it always has a very distinctive voice. I think you really do a good job bringing that out.
Thank you. Yeah, finding the vocality of a character is always a fun kind of puzzle to solve. But with her, I think that finding Nimona was also a lot closer to home, and I really, was able to kind of let all my little weird things come out and kind of go for it. And Nick and Troy really supported that, and it's a rare occurrence you can kind of be that raw and go kind of that far with things. Yeah.
Well, one of the things I really appreciate about the adaptation, with Ambrosius and Balestern specifically, is they really make the romance between the two of them overt. It's definitely there in the graphic novel, but here it's literally sealed with a kiss, which I really love. Tell me about that and how important that was to you to make that part of the story here.
I just think it's so important because it's also just like there's nothing that's centering, I guess, a more cis heterosexual perspective. Like usually that's something where you watch other films where it's just like a background kiss that happens and that's representation. And I think in this, it's just like, it's also so core to their character journey. And then it's so casually done at the end that it feels earned, lived in, and also like, you don't care. You don't care at all. And I think that's what's so wonderful about the film is that the inherent queerness, it feels so lived in, like cozy shoes. And that's what I think is so beautiful. People need to see these types of stories more as like cozy shoes and not these like crazy stilettos that scare me, even though I prefer scary stilettos. Like, I hope this allegory is reading, but that's the queer stories can also be cozy shoes.
In terms of the specific character of Nimona too, I mean, making her a gender nonconforming hero, that's amazing representation in that respect. How do you hope people watching it take that aspect away from it, sort of seeing this character in that way?
What I really love is Nimona's cool and she's really funny and she's engaging and she like has some of the best like wildest lines in the movie. Like I keep saying that, everyone's like, oh, how do you like Ambrosius? I was like, he's great, but I really love Nimona. Nimona's so like, it's a hero / villain that you're rooting for. Whatever she says, and they're sometimes way off the wall, but she also says things sometimes like, Dallas says, are you a boy? She's like, today I am. Like these very casual things where at the very least, you never question Nimona's pride and confidence in who she is. It's always front and center. Everything that happens to her is the institution at large kind of forcing this idea upon her and everyone else. And I think that's the most exciting takeaway I hope young viewers get from her as just a dope character. She's so cool. I want to be her.
This is a project that hopefully there's a lot of kids out there that can get their hands on it and be able to see it no matter what. And a lot of adults that need to see it as well. It's a story about self-acceptance. It's a story about acceptance of others around you. And it's a story for anyone that's ever felt other than, anyone that's ever felt ostracized or made to feel, villainized for being exactly who they are. And it does all that in a wild, funny, chaotic, exciting, action-packed movie, which you don't usually get all those things, So I think people are going to really enjoy it.